What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today we're talking about the topic of where demons come from. Now, actually, there are a few theories out there, and I'm going to get into the one in which I subscribe to based on my research of the occult, religions, and topics such as that directly relate to the topic of demons and how they got here. But first, I want to talk about one of the theories in which I find fascinating, but I don't put the least bit of stock into, is rabbinical lore. They say that Adam had a wife before Eve, and her name was Lilith. Okay, and Lilith, apparently she was made a little bit different than Eve. And the story I'm about to tell you is, I'm completely paraphrasing it, but it's just for the sake of understanding the dynamics of the situation, I guess. But anyways, so supposedly Lilith was the wife to Adam before Eve, and I guess the easiest way to say it is that Adam wanted her to be sexually submissive to him, and that he wanted to do basically missionary position, and for lack of a better explanation, I guess Lilith wanted to be on top. And so the story goes that Adam went to God and said, God, you got to do something. She's supposed to be my wife. She's supposed to be submissive, and yet she's not. And so, long story short, God casted her out of the Garden of Eden, and she was to sit outside for the rest of her mortal existence. And so she was casted out of the Garden of Eden, but not before getting pregnant. And when the baby was born, it was said that she was completely angry with God, and her vengeance was just through the roof. And she, in turn, smashed the baby's head on a rock, and obviously killing the baby. When his head cracked open, all the demons released from that baby's brain and set out into the world. So, like I said, I don't buy into that theory whatsoever. That's just a little bit of rabbinical lore, and that's just one of the several theories that are out there. Mine, personally, does have to relate with the Bible, and also specifically the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, I guess for express purposes, it's basically Genesis chapter 6 thoroughly explored. And the reason I say that is because very few references in the Bible really go in depth about the fallen angels. But the Book of Enoch does. But in Genesis chapter 6, it talks about where the sons of God came down and saw the daughters of men, and saw that they were fair, and chose which ones they wanted for wives. And so they begin mating with the daughters of men. And when they ended up pregnant, they basically ended up kind of with like a hybrid human, half angelic being. And if you look throughout history, this kind of lines up with the what are those called, the demigods, or where they're half human, half god. And also, when they die, since the fallen angels, due to their fallen angelic nature, they would not be able to get back into heaven. But they're also, being half human, they're subject to death. Now this breed in which I'm referring to, they call the Nephilim, or the Raphaim, which are the giants. So that's my personal theory. Is basically when the fallen angels come down and they mated with the daughters of men, they gave birth to the Nephilim, and the Nephilim, when they died, they just couldn't get back into heaven, but yet they were kind of stuck here on earth because of the human nature and the human condition. So that's my take on it, and there's not really all too much to add, although it is said that Lilith, after this happened, she was to become the queen of hell. Ooh, that's But anyways, I thank you guys very much for taking time to watch this video today. And if you have any theories, post them down in the comments below. And we will see you next time.